A very good morning to you all, dear student. So today we will start with a new topic, that is local administration under rural government. Okay, so our aim for today is students will be able to analyze the interconnected role of the Patwari, police and Tahsildar in local administration. Resources required is notebook, exit content book. Keywords for today is Patwari, Tahsildar and dispute. So let us learn the meaning of what is the keywords. Okay, so you will find even in your textbook, the meaning. So what is the meaning of keywords Patwari? Alright, Patwari are one who measures land and keeps land records. They are known as Patwari. And what is Tahsildar? Number two, they study the case and decide who the land actually belongs to. And lastly, what is dispute? A quarrel or argument, they are known as dispute. Alright, so what did we learn about rural government? Alright, so far we have been discussing about rural government, right? So what did we learn about rural governments? Okay, see, there is a three-tier Panchayati Raj, right? Yes or no? Three-tier, T-I-E-R. So there is a three-tier Panchayati Raj system that is to address the local needs of the village. So this include, I'm repeating, the Zilla Parishad that looks after the work of the block committee and the Gram Panchayats in the district. See, the block committee that looks after 50 or more villages and a Gram Panchayat that exists at the village level. Alright, first of all, it is the Zilla Parishad which looks that is on the district level. After that comes the block committee, which that looks after 50 or more villages. Alright, that is under Zilla Parishad. Alright, and lastly we have the Gram Panchayat that exists at the village level, that looks after the village level. Alright, so I want all of you to read this solving a land dispute. Case study of solving a land dispute. So I'll read for you. I'm not going to explain. I'll just read for you. And based on our reading, I want all of you to understand. So you will find even in your content book. You can read from your content book as well. Alright, I'll start. Dinesh Ram is a poor farmer. He had a bad harvest and was unable to earn any money. He was forced to borrow money from Mahajan Prasad, who was a moneylender. Dinesh Ram borrowed 20,000 from Mahajan Prasad in exchange for a small plot of land which he owed. After 2 years, Dinesh Ram went to Mahajan Prasad to return the money and get back his land. To his surprise, Mahajan Prasad said, "Land? You haven't given me any land. Show me how the land belongs to you." Dinesh Ram was shocked and kept begging Mahajan Prasad to return the land to his land. But it was of no use. Instead, Mahajan Prasad and his men beat up Dinesh Ram and sent him home. Sad and worried, Dinesh Ram met his friend and told of his problem. His friend advised him to file a report at the local police station. At first, the policeman refused to listen to Dinesh Ram, saying that he did not have time for such small matters. However, in the end, he heard Dinesh Ram and asked him to meet the Patwari, who measures land and keeps land records. The Patwari listened to Dinesh Ram and said, I have heard your problem. I have located the documents about ownership of this land. Go and show them to the Tahsildar. He will study the case and decide who the land actually belongs to. If he finds we are here, okay? If he finds that the land actually belongs to you, you will get your land back. Dinesh Ram went to meet the Tahsildar. The Tahsildar studied his land documents and gave Dinesh Ram a copy of the documents. Dinesh Ram showed it to Mahajan Prasad and got his plot of land back. Alright, this is all about the case study. I'm not going to narrate the story, okay? I hope you have learned something from the reading, okay? So what problems was Dinesh Ram facing? First of all, what kind of problems was Dinesh Ram facing? Okay, so we have learned that we have learned from the reading that Dinesh Ram had given, okay, that is a part of his land to a money lenders in exchange for 2000. All right, he went to uh, borrow money, right? That is from a money lender, right? That is in exchange of 20,000. He gave his land, okay? All right. So they both agree, yes or no? The money lenders and Dinesh, they both agree, okay? So they both agree that when Dinesh Ram was unable to repay the money, that is 20,000, he will give back his land from the money lenders. Right. So after 2 years, when Dinesh Ram came to return the money lender refused to return his land. How? Saying that the land was his and that Dinesh Ram was lying. Alright, so that is the dispute that arises between them. Okay. So another question is, who all did Dinesh Ram go to? How did they help him with it? Alright, so through our reading, we have learned that Dinesh Ram had to go to the police. Yes or no? Dinesh Ram, he had to go to the police to file a complaint against the moneylender. Alright, that is Mahajan Prasad. The police then directed him to go to Patwari. Alright, remember, okay, the police, they did not solve the case by themselves. Rather, the police, they directed him to go to the Patwari. Alright, that is the Patwari, they had the land records of Dinesh Ram. Similarly, uh, the Patwari, again, he then directed Dinesh Ram to go to the Tahsildar. Alright, that is the Tahsildar check the land records of Dinesh Ram. So, and the money lenders, and found that the money lenders was lying. It was not Dinesh Ram, rather it was the money lenders who was lying, because the Tahsildar, they have all the records. Okay. Then he then ordered the money lender to return the plot of land to Dinesh Ram. Okay. Alright. Question number 3. Why did Dinesh Ram have to go to 3 people? Right. He went to 3 people, as we have learned, right? First to police, second to Patwari, and third to Tahsildar. Alright. So why couldn't the dispute be resolved by the police itself? Question here is, why couldn't the dispute be resolved by the police itself when Dinesh Ram first went to the police for this matter? Okay, so listen, okay. So whenever in case of a land dispute, or whenever a land dispute arises, it is important to check the land records, okay, of both the parties, that is to be fair to both. So the police do not keep land records. Alright, we all know that the police, they do not keep land records. Okay, it is the patwari, alright, who has the land records, and they measure the land that belongs to farmers and landowners, so that there is a proof of the land that is one owns. Now, alright, and also the Tahsildar job is to hear all land dispute, and they check the land record that is kept by the patwari. Right, so without these officers, a land dispute cannot be resolved, as we saw in the case of Dinesh Ram. Because of that, he has to first go to police, after that to patwari, and after that to Tahsildar. Right, that is how they solve his case. Right, and how he got back his land. Alright, last question, question number 4. What kind of problems might a poor farmer face when trying to settle a land dispute, or when dealing with different officers in the administration? Alright, from the case of Dinesh Ram, at first when he went to police, he was reluctant, right? That is first by the policeman, okay? So what kind of problems might a poor farmer they face when trying to settle a dispute, or when dealing with different officers in the administration? Alright, the problem is very common in our society. Alright, so what according to you are some of the problems that a poor farmer might be facing when they are trying to settle their land dispute, or when they are dealing with different officers in the administration? Alright, so see, it might, alright, not be easy for a poor farmer, okay, especially to deal with someone who might be well connected with a sarpanch, or so also a powerful person, right? And sometimes some of these officers may not want to help a poor farmer, right? As we saw in the case of Dinesh Ram from the case study that we have read. So when one police officer almost turned him away, saying he didn't have time for these small land disputes. So similarly, even in a society, the poor, the weaker station, they are facing the same problems. Alright, like Dinesh Ram. Okay. So whenever they go to the officers, different officers, they are being looked down, they are not being answered properly, and sometimes they don't, if the officers, they don't even give reply, all right, to such person. All right, this is how a poor farmer they face problem. Okay, all right, so that's it for discussion for today. Now things to do: you please complete your practice question number 10, and then complete my learning chart. Okay, my learning chart. So thank you, take care, have a nice day.